What's up, Gary? And welcome back to the only YouTuber that has a cat. Really, some of y'all need to start getting cats. You know something that is I've always been interested in? 1-star reviews. Doesn't matter if they're Amazon, doesn't matter if they're on Yelp. They're always very funny to read. So, we're going to be reading 1-star reviews. Oh, I have my monitor right here with 1-star reviews. The first one is from a Tesco customer in, I don't know where Tesco is. No jam in the center. Oh, beautiful. Oh, they're for Sugar Ring Donuts. No jam in the center. I really do feel bad for you, my friend. The next one. This is a 1-star review for Duolingo. Totally woke. Duolingo has a great method to teaching languages. However, they have inserted their pro-gay agenda into their lessons, especially those directed towards children. My 10-year-old was learning Spanish, and I was learning French. In both of our lessons, they inserted lessons with women talking about their wives, trying to make it seem normal. We saw even more instances in his lessons than mine. How dare they? Can't they teach languages and stay out of pushing fringe ideologies? We will not be continuing use unless they change their tune. I think there's a valuable lesson. Womp womp. Suck it up, twin. Yep. The next one. A review for Annie's Quilts. Oh, no. Shop Hop. We visited this store today for Shop Hop. My friend was raving about this store on our way. We entered this store, and a nice old woman greeted us and provided us with stamps. As we entered the fabric side, the woman behind the cutting counter was talking about an awful customer from yesterday. She kept going on about how the customer was there 3 minutes after 5, and they refused to stamp her Shop Hop street. The customer was upset. I would be too. And she said the Shop Hop pamphlet says Shop Hop hours. And then on the inside it says, during regular hours, the woman stated. Last I checked, the hours on the door said until 5. I couldn't believe that I was hearing what I was hearing at that moment. I decided I would not be supporting this business. As I waited for my friend, the employee went on about how she doesn't have Facebook because she doesn't want to hear about kids not liking crusts and something about her having lived in Italy. Judging this mom for her posts, my friend looked at me and asked the employee if she owned the store. She did not. Regardless, this store just lost 2 customers. We went to a quilt shop in Lakewood a few hours later, and the word about this woman's experience traveling over there, we were like, oh? We just heard about all the customers from an employee at the store. Just awful. Just awful. Oh my gosh, the humanity. I guess you should, this is the Reddit post, keep in mind. I guess you should bring headphones if you are from Ohio. Good, 1 star, good environment, but from a skater's perspective, it is not worth the visit. Their adult skate DJ plays nothing but club music. It is uncultured to the skate community. They do not take requests, which is unfortunate because as a DJ, your job is to keep your crowd happy. If you're from Ohio, bring headphones. Oh. This is a review for a Costco gas station from Abel B. 2 months and a year ago. I got gas at the gas station. I was punched in the face from a worker because they thought I was her ex-boyfriend. How did you get out of your car? Where were you? Because where I live, in the 2 states that allow this, it's illegal to pump your own gas. So like the person comes and they're like, oh yeah, here's your gas. They, like, hand over your credit card. How did she punch you? Did you like? If this isn't one of the states where like there's not you pump your own gas. Why is there a worker there? Like, what? Okay. This is from a strip mall in Rhode Island. Yeah. Ground zero for COVID. Everyone in the area either has a hook for a head, glass eye, or wooden leg. What is this place? Oh, right. It's Wound Socket. Wound Socket. What? I'm at a loss of words. The next one. Oh. This is for a PS5. On, at someplace. Wait, go back. Not worth the price. 1 star. It says 5 console. It says 5 console. I am not a gamer. I thought it meant it came with 5 games. It comes with none. There are plenty of games packages out there for the same price that comes with games. I wanted to return and I am not eligible for a refund. No refund options. Wow, I learned a lesson. The next review. Worst seat of the MLB. 1 star. First of all, the ticket purchasing process was atrocious. The map wasn't there where my seats ended up being, but whatever. My view, a pole. Zero notice my view would be obstructed, so thanks for the Fenway. Grrr! To even find our seats was a challenge, and we were headed in the right direction and were told by a worker we weren't, and then we were directed in the absolute opposite direction. So we walked right field to left only to have to go back to right. All around very negative experience, and we'll never do this again. This was I thought this was basketball. But still, like, what? That's okay. 0 stars. This is for a hotel in Park Hyatt. 1 star. Sorry. From the Best to Zero by Wolksome. No smoking. It's game over. I've been regular customer since I saw the Lost in Translation movie. I have been regular customer since I saw the Lost in Translation movie. This hotel is now smoke free. The end. Game over. Bye bye. I will never come back again. I have been regular customer since I saw the Lost in Translation movie. This is a hotel. Is there like a movie theater? Like, what? I don't know. I don't know what this is for, but it's a pretty funny review. Get rid of Igfinicius storage, and I will take down the review and end. Period. I will give this a 5 star, or no star, or a review taken down, or else you die. What? I will give this a 5 star, or no 5 star, or review taken down, or else you die. Chetos Mexican. I don't know what it doesn't say. This is a 1-star Yelp review. Bolt in my food. Went through drive-through and bought fajitas. Took it home, was pouring pico de gallo on my fajitas, and a bolt fell right onto the fajita. I was shocked, completely disbelief. Called the restaurant and no one answered, so I'm leaving this review here. I still cannot believe it. I have never had something like this in my food before from any restaurant. Period. Wow. Period. Wait, so I'm confused. They took it home, then they were pouring pico de gallo on my fajita, and a bolt fell right onto... Wait, so was it in the pico de gallo? Or did, like, a bolt from your ceiling fall on your food? Like, what? Oh, phenomenal. 1 star. As a last-minute resort, me and my sister went to the Subway to get 63 foot-long subs for my grandson's confirmation party, and had to wait for over an hour for the subs. Ridiculously long wait, and the lady who took my order seemed really annoyed with me. You're writing a 1-star review because you ordered 63 footlongs and it didn't take 15 minutes to make them. And the lady who took your order, the only lady working at the Subway probably, the person who has to make all the sandwiches, was annoyed with you because you ordered 63 footlongs? What have people become these days? This is actually indecent. Like, you're annoyed because someone is annoyed because you had them make you 63 footlongs in 15 minutes that you were expecting. What? Oh, this novel set in Virginia during 2 time periods, the early 1940s and the summer of 2020. Chapters alternate between the 2 timeline periods, and the story was enjoyable. But every time I came to a chapter set in 2020, I asked myself, when is the author gonna say something about COVID-19? The answer is never. I found that very disturbing and distraction. Okay, wait, I can't talk like this. I found that very disturbing and distressing. The author apparently wrote the book before the pandemic and made the assumption that summer of 2020 would be just like other summers, with large wedding parties, no social distancing, and etc. Bad assumption. Wait, so you're giving it a 2-star review because the author wrote the book before 2020 but put the book in 2020 and they didn't know about COVID? Were they supposed to, like, rewrite the entire book just so that you could know there's COVID in the book? Like, oh. 1 star. I am unemployed but saved for a special meal. I've always had chicken fried steak but cannot eat it unless 2 gravies. I was very specific with the order. I got 1.5 gravy that did not cover half the steak and none for potatoes. $52 was thrown in the trash. My trash, thanks you even though I had no food in the house and haven't eaten in 3 days. Thanks. Not making fun of you because you're unemployed. You could have still eaten the steak. If you haven't eaten in 3 days, I think you would have eaten the steak. Time for the final review. I did not realize. See you in heck. Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. It was my last class of the semester, and the final exam was worth 30% of our grade. After a late night study session, I felt confident, but had to decide between sleeping in or cooking breakfast. My eyelids closed. Choose sleep. My stomach later regretted this decision, and after several uncomfortable stomach growls, I finally decided to make a quick stop by the campus bookstore and grab a snack to eat before my test. Since the semester was ending and everyone was going home for the summer, a lot of items were on sale. Being in a hungry state that I was, I felt only logical to pick the largest yet least expensive candy in order to get more bang for my buck. And there sat 2 bags of Haribo sugar-free gummy bears. Buy one, get one free. What a deal! I thought naively. I would eat 1 bag before my test and 1 bag afterwards. As I walked to class, I gleefully chewed on those abominable little people, unaware of the ultimate mayhem that I would soon unleash upon my poor anus. Due to an issue with cheating in our past, restroom breaks would be prohibited until the completion of the exam. I'll give you 10 minutes to use the restroom now, and this will be your last chance. Any takers? The demon bears hadn't released their unholy necromancy upon my stomach yet. So in the moment of foolishness, I remained seated, still munching on those miniature bear-shaped bombs. After the students wise enough to take the professor's offer had returned, the professor handed out the test. I offer had returned. The professor handed out the test. I was 6 questions in when it happened. It started subtly at first, almost like a slight tinge sensation in my lower abdomen. I thought nothing of it, assuming my intestines were just doing their little thing. Little did I know that my intestines were desperately trying to warn me of the horror that was on the horizon. By question 9, it had happened again, but this time it was followed by a sharp pain, as if those infernal hellions had orchestrated an attack upon my colon. I fought to contain the groan that tried escaping my lips. It was at this point I began to panic. Something was going horribly wrong, and I needed to get through the test before it got any worse. By question 14, my worst fear was upon me. The Satan bears, burning hot, liquidly dark magic, crashed against my butt, I guess, like a tidal wave. I was not able to close the hatch just in time. But those relentless toxic bears beat against it like orcas beating down the doors of Helm's Deep. I knew I wouldn't be able to so much as shift in my seat without risking a breach. I kept fighting through my exam, clenching my cheeks with all my might. Beads of sweat began rolling down my neck. Suddenly, a loud, gurgling war cry came from my belly, and the entire class lifted their heads. At this point, nothing mattered except explaining this ungodly presence from my bowels. With 15 questions left, I promptly wrote C for every answer and ran out of the classroom. My professor yelled something, but I was too preoccupied with the volcanic eruption that needed to take place. I could find sweet relief. I bursted into the restroom like Kool-Aid Man, and behold, the handicap stall was empty. Sun's rays from the adjacent window shone upon it, as if were a gift from God himself. But it took me less than 5 seconds to undo my belt buckle, pull down my pants, and finally relax my weary buttocks upon the toilet seat. It took absolutely no effort to expel this demon. Almost immediately, the floodgates of hell were opened, and the damned liquefied souls of an entire bag's worth of gummy gummy. It took gummy bears cried as they burned through my butt and into the watery abyss below. I've never felt such simultaneously relief and anguish in my life. After 30 more minutes of this, I immediately went home, dug a hole in my backyard, and buried the remaining gummy bears. I leave with this. I do not, I repeat, do not eat these spawns of Satan. Not only did they cause me to fail my final test, but in anguish I experienced is something I wouldn't wish upon anyone, not even my worst enemy. The only place these godforsaken heck bears belong are buried deep below the earth's surface. Oh my gosh, bro. Unnecessary. That is unnecessary, the amount of detail you put into that. That was hilarious, though. I need to specify, I read every other 1-star review besides that one. That was first take. I've never read that before. That, oh my gosh. I don't know what to say. That was hilarious. Tune in next week where I realize I've been an alien doing the rave this entire time. Wait, what?